The following video is sponsored by the Greek American Heritage Society of Philadelphia.
In 1971, Michael Nicolaou and Zoe Nicolaou arrived in America with their two sons and two pieces of luggage. They settled here in the King of Prussia area in Norristown with a family relative. They became part of the fabric and history of the St. Sophia community. Today we have Michael Nicolaou with us to tell us a little bit about his family history and the beginning of St. Sophia Greek Orthodox Church here in what is Valley Forge, Pennsylvania today. Michael, welcome to Cosmos Philly. Tell us a little bit about your family background.
Thank you. What do you mean by background? I was born in Kalamata, Greece. My grandfathers, my mother was from Mani, Laconia. My father was born and raised in Kalamata, Greece. I was born and raised in Kalamata, Greece until I was drafted to go to the Greek army. I stayed there for 36 months. I finished all my studies in Athens, Greece. I got married in Athens, and I have my two children there until I came here.
Tell us what brought you to America.
What brought me to America, I have a good job in Greece, but my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, he was a chief engineer here. He had a good time. He wanted us to have a better time. My future for my children make me come here because they have more opportunities to go to any colleges or universities and educate themselves. Because my goal was always to educate my children. And I just, if somebody listen to me right now, I tell them the best invest money you can do, educate your children. I'm very happy whatever I did. And I came, I achieved my goal.
Tell me a little bit about life here for you in this Greek community. What did you do? What kind of work did you do? And tell us about the church and how you folks started out.
Okay, whatever I do for a living, I was working on Philadelphia gear. I was a final test technician. In other words, I test the product before it goes to the customer. I have a very good job. And I was very satisfied with what I was doing. I did not start just like that. I started very low on the company or the hierarchy, but I was very ambitious to go higher and higher. So I achieved my goal on that too. I worked for Philadelphia Gear for about 31 years. I retired with all honors. And now about the Greek church, the time as I came here, if I remember, I came on Wednesday. On Thursday, my brother-in-law, John Zuzoulas, he make me write the notice for the meeting they have with the Hellenic Civic Association. That's I become part of the Hellenic Civic Association right away, before I even...
That was here in Norristown?
In Norristown. That was here in Norristown. I was living in Prussia, but the Civic was in Norristown. There I met all my later friends. And I start to get involved with the church with all the other people they were there, and I remember very well that the Tsipras family, special Spiros, who was the patriarch for the family, and he was very supporting for all the newcomers, and I was a newcomer too. Harry Papadakis was the other one who was helping me personal with my deed. I become involved with the Civic. I become a treasurer. I become president later on, and until we start growing up.
Now let me get this straight. The Civic Association, there wasn't a church yet? This was 1971?
Was not any church. It was just a civic association.
So that's where it started.
We started. And we have a A lot of people, they were belong to Civic Association, and then after that they become a church, like Bill Bell, Bill Nicholas, Nick Genovezos, Harry Lukidis,
Take us forward from there. Take us forward. How did you folks get started with the idea of a church? What did I think you mentioned earlier in our conversations that you acquired a couple of buildings and you would get together to try and raise funds for the idea?
Yeah, we tried to raise funds to make, our goal was to have a church. Our goal was from the start to have a church. So we start by getting, buying in we have persons, they were almost in real estate, like Piros Zavitsanos, Kim Ioannidis, Spiros Tsipras, and they, Bill Bell or John Dimitris, the Dimitris family, they were very supportive too. And we buy one hall on Main Street in Norristown, across of the Montgomery lands. That's how we start having our own little fund. Just put them like this. We have a big hall. We rent the apartments upstairs. We have the big hall downstairs for our own fund. Every Saturday or every other Saturday, we all get together. I bring, a barrel of ouzo or a barrel of wine or a barrel of everything. My wife and all the other ladies and the other people, they bring, something for the home. We buy our own food or our own drinks, try to make money. The time as we make enough money, Mr. Zavitsanos and, Harry Papadakis and all of us, we try to improve ourselves. So we buy another building in West Norristown on Marshall Street.
What year are we talking about now?
We're talking about 72, 73, 74, up to 75.
So you guys were moving very fast for 4 years.
Every year we move forward, and more people, they start becoming more involved. Finally, we sell all those properties and we buy a church, a little Baptist church at the Center Avenue in Norristown. This church we converted with the help of St. George Cathedral. They give us the temple. We put them in the front so we can have a Greek Orthodox church. But before that, I forgot, and I have to mention that St. George was sending a priest every other month, and we have church services in the basement of the Commonwealth Bank in Norristown.
So that happened before the actual...
They actually buy the church there.
Where was it held at? A bank in Norristown?
A bank.
What was the address or what was the location?
That was on Main Street in Norristown. And we have the church services in the basement.
How often?
Every other month, maybe. Every other month. And, actually, I was very proud to say I was the first psalty of the church because we did not have anybody else to do that. I was an amateur. I'm still an amateur anyway. But I was, performing my duties with the help of the priest. After that, we have church services on the little hall. Like as I said before, we have church services as long as they send us a priest from St. George Cathedral.
Let's talk again a little bit further about the Baptist church that was converted to a Greek Orthodox church. How did it get the name St. Sophia?
The name of St. Sophia, we make like a fundraiser, try to find the godfather for the church. So we have a meeting and we announce that to all the Greek communities around the Philadelphia area. And many people from other churches, they come down to because they want, to bet to get the name. The name starts with a very little offer, about $5,000. What happened in the end? What happened? They start beating, up and up and up. And good for us, we have almost $45,000 offered by Mrs. Sophia Kelly's. And she became the nonna of our church. From this time on, we name our church Saint Sophia with her 3 daughters, Hope, Love, and Elpida.
How many people or how many families were members back in the 70s?
There were about not even 50 families involved this time. And we all, like as I said, we put our own money and try to make, as much. Our ladies auxiliary, with my wife was a president this time, they were dressed in Greek customs, and they were on the supermarkets selling our pastries so they can raise money for our church.
How long did you folks stay there at where the Baptist church was, that you made into an Orthodox church? How long did you actually stay there, and when did you come up with the idea that it was maybe time to move on?
No, we were there, I'm not remember exactly how many years, but we were there for a long time until we see the church was too small for us. So we were looking to get another opportunity to have a church, because like as I said, our goal to have a really church. So this time Father Andrew retired, come in Father John Limberakis replaced him. Father John Limberakis, he was a very good priest, and he started bringing a lot of new people and a lot of money through the church. Peter Zavitsanos and Father John, they find out the big lot they were open for sale at Trooper Road, a 900 Trooper Road, the one we have now at our church. The lot was asking a lot of money, and we cannot afford it. But thanks to Father John and Peter Zavitsanos, they were put the price ridiculous low so we can afford it.
Tell us how that story happened. That's an interesting story.
The lady used to ask for a lot of money, and Father John and Peter Zavitsanos, they were together, they were up there, sit down, talk with her, and Father John have his way of talking, his way, and so he can have, he make the lady believe, he make the lady go down on the prices, very down.
So how did you honor this woman then?
We honored her by mentioning her name every Sunday. That's what Father John said to her. We're going on still liturgia, we're going to mention her name every time. She was not even Greek. She was not even Greek. She was not even Greek Orthodox. Okay.
But she still offered the property at that very
price. Thanks, Father John.
Thanks, Father John.
Father John, he knew what to talk about.
So approximately in 1985 or thereabouts, the congregation was solidly based in Norristown. There were about 50 families, and you folks were looking to buy this property. You bought the property, and tell us more about the property purchase. Actually, take us forward about the building.
Okay, the property, we bought the property, like as I said, with less than 2/3 of the price. And Peter Zavitsanos said this time, the board of governors, if I remember, Mr. Papadakis was president again this time, they decide with Peter Zavitsanos, who was, say, the architect. He was not an architect, but for us, he was an architect of all things. They decide to build in the community hall, the one we have now. We have a lot of space of our kitchen and the office and the Greek and the Sunday school's rooms. So we succeed to do all that. And after Father Limberakis' departure, because he left, they bring new priests like Father Jim, Father Kehayas, Father Jim, and the end came Father Peter Thornburg, the most wonderful priest we ever have. Everybody was wonderful. All the priests, we don't have any doubts about that. And Father Thorbung, though, start bringing in the new guys, like youth. He start bringing the youth.
How did he, now was Father Thornburg there when the church was just the hall?
Just a hall.
It was just the hall, and he was there.
Yeah.
He was the acting priest.
He was the acting priest. Okay, the time as we, before that, go a little backwards, we get together and we burn the mortgage we have for the hall. So we start having some money at this time after we clear ourselves, and we still, put in all the money. We think to have the real church.
Real church. The real dream to build a church.
Yeah, the church, the dream to be a church. We start thinking, big dreams about big churches and everything else to 1,000 people get in or whatever. And we decide it was not for us. We cannot afford it. We compromise. We get, the smallest church. And in the end, thanks with the help of a lot of people, I don't want to mention any name. People, they can put $10 or they can put $10,000 or $300,000. To us, they were all donors for the church. So we have enough money to go to the bank to ask for a mortgage. The time as we have the mortgage for the church, and I give credit to all the young people. They come in on the board of governors, the board of the church. They working very efficiently. Okay.
Let me ask this: when you went for the mortgage and you got it, and you now are ready to build the new church that the church is now, with the new facility, what time frame were we in? What time did you get the mortgage and actually break ground?
How much we got the mortgage? Within a year, we have the church up and running.
How long ago was that now? That can't be too long.
Less than a year. That was before Easter on 2011.
2000. So up from 85 to 2011,
Yes.
you were fundraising, and you would hold all church services were in the hall.
Yes.
Father Thornburg was your priest, and he continues to be your priest.
Yes.
So 2011 comes, you finally break ground.
Break ground, so we built in the church within a year, within 10 months. And the church was up, and Metropolitan Evangelist come for a Thyranoixia, and we were very, very happy and fortunate to have the church, and I'm proud for me to see my dream come true. And I give credits to all the people. We start from 19,000 up to 1970.
Tell us about the church today, where the church is, the congregation, the kids. There's many kids there. The congregation seems to be growing fast. And you still have the church hall. Right. It used to be the church. Yes. You're still using it. Tell us some more about all this.
Okay, right now we are in very good shape because we have the hall. We use them for our functions like our festivals. We have a very good turnout on our festival because the people, they like us, they like our food, they come in. I'm talking about the American people. And we make all our St. Sophia's celebration, our dinner dancers, but plus we read the whole out. But the good thing about us, every Sunday, thanks to Father Peter and the Board of Governors right now, we have a lot of people coming to Sunday school. If you see our kids there, I never imagined we're going to have this many go to the Sunday school. Because the time as we start was our family. My two kids, they were up there. They were, the acolytes for the church. The Tsipras kids, they were there. Only, the close families. Now we have about 220 families right now. And we are very active. We try to improve ourselves and have more people coming into our church.
So how many years now you've been with the church? Since the 71, obviously, it's been...
43. 43 years I was.
Active member.
Actually, we left the, people like me, like Harry Papadakis, we're still in the background.
Still in the background.
We let the young people.
That you've been a dedicated member from the beginning, and even while you were working, you proved your dedication, which was really remarkable. Tell us about the history of you being absalti. Do you still do it today? Because I know you did it for a time where you even left your job to be at the church when they needed absalti. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, right now I'm not the absalti of the church for the disappointment of Father Peter, who loves me. But the reason is I call health problems. I cannot go stay on the psaltery for 3-4 hours we have up there. I got back problems, I got heart problems, but that's another story. But my presence is always there, and if I can, in the end, if I can help, I will help again. I'm very, very happy with the way everything turned out from my part. For the church. My goal was one time to see the Greek school, the Sunday school, and the church thriving. And right now, all that, in some capacity, we achieved that.
Is there a lesson here or something you'd like to pass on to the next generation that you'd like to share? So maybe some advice to the next Greek Americans of your community here at St. Sophia.
My advice is to αυτό που είπε ο Χριστός, αγαπάτε αλλήλους. Try to help on your own capacity your church, because helping your church is helping yourself. Helping your family, helping your children and your grandchildren. Right now, my goal is to bring my grandchildren to the church the way as I bring my own children and myself. So, to everyone who is listening to me, educate your kids, stay with the church, because my belief, my personal belief is family, church, and country. Η πατρίδα. Πατρίδα, θρησκεία και οικογένεια.
Well, thank you for talking with us today, and good luck at St. Sophia. Thank you.
Ευχαριστώ και εγώ πάρα πολύ και ελπίζω με τις φτωχές μου γνώσεις να σας έδωσα αυτό που ζητάγατε. If I can make it, I'm happy. If I don't make it, I'm still happy. Okay.
Nice to
Thank you very much for taking your time to come to my house.